A year of strikes on Idlib have caused widespread destruction and suffering. In a new report, Human Rights Watch says Syrian and Russian forces launched unlawful attacks on civilians, an apparent strategy it believes to deliberately drive out entire neighborhoods.
It really is hard to imagine that all of these attacks were erroneous. The Syrian army is then able to walk into a completely empty area and retake it without any fight whatsoever.
Between April last year and March this year, the group documented 46 ground and air strikes, often hitting markets, schools, and hospitals. It names 10 Syrian and Russian officers who may be implicated in war crimes for failing to stop or punish those responsible.
I was worried when a strike hit my parents' neighborhood. When we arrived at the hospital, I saw my mother. The missile had decapitated her. My sister only recognized her because of her clothes. When we went to the site, rescuers then found my son, dead, under the rubble.
The latest ceasefire in Syria, signed by Russia and Turkey in March, has led to relative calm in Idlib, the last rebel-controlled area of a 9-year war. But with more than 1 million Syrians forced to leave their homes, many fear the displaced face irreversible damage. Syrian and Russian forces have repeatedly said they only target rebels, including ISIL fighters, but attacks on civilians continued despite warnings by the United Nations.
We are calling for the UN General Assembly to take its own action, to urge its member states to pass sanctions on those commanders most responsible, and for the UN General Assembly to take action to help open the 2 very necessary humanitarian border crossings.
Now, with much of Idlib in ruins and hundreds of thousands of lives ruined, activists say their call for accountability for those responsible will continue. Katia, Lopez-Hodayan, Al Jazeera.